What's up everybody, it's the boys over at SVM coming back at you with another video. Today we have something a little bit different for you. We thought with the popularity of card grading and how competitive it is to buy raw cards on eBay, we'd share 5 quick and easy tips on what we look for when buying raw cards to turn into potential PSA 10s. Before we start, the first couple of tips are mostly for the people new to the hobby. We have so many newcomers coming into the game that I felt it was very necessary. Alright, let's get started. Tip number 1. Checking eBay comps. Once you find a card to your liking, know the going rate for that card by checking eBay comps. It's a real easy, simple tool, guys. So what you would do is find a card, for example. We'll use the CD Lamb Prizm rookie card. It's a card I've been buying quite a few of. So what you would do is you just scroll all the way down to sold items here. Click sold items. And what that does, it just lists every item that was sold most recently all the way, I want to say it dates back to up to like 3 months or so. But as you can see here, just from like the base card, about $12 shipped, $14 shipped. That was a best offer accepted. Another $11 shipped, $13 shipped, $12 shipped. So you can see here about the going rate is right in between about $10 to $13 for this card. eBay comps, I cannot stress enough how important eBay comps are. It's the modern day Beckett for just about any sports card prices you can find. If you're not familiar with eBay comps, get familiar with it ASAP. Tip number 2, always read the description. Some sellers are honorable and will tell you if the card has a flaw in the listing title, whether it be a dimple, factory line, or even a ding corner. Some aren't and will try to hide it in the description. For an example of this, I have this CD Lamb here. 2020 CD Lamb Prizm, PWE, read. Basically, if you ever see read or anything type of like read in the description, be aware of that, guys, and definitely always check. Go down here, 2020 base Prizm, blah blah blah. Has a small ripple on surface, sold as is. So you know there's something wrong with the card. He didn't list it in the title, but he did put it in the description. See real quick if I can get an idea of what he's talking about. I can't really see a ripple. It's hard to tell with the sleeve and the top loader. I will say though, this card has really nice centering, left to right, top to bottom. It's pretty spot on. It's a shame. But anyway, guys, nothing's worse than wasting your time going in here. If you were to come in here, you'd see, oh, this is a really good centered card. I like what I'm seeing. Basically just wasting all that time checking centering and even surface, who knows what else, and then just to come to it, it just came down here, read the description, has a small ripple on surface. You would have known right away not to even waste your time with this card. Time's money, guys. We're better than that. Tip number 3, inspecting the card. We finally get to look at the card. We're checking for centering, corners, and obvious surface issues front and back. Centering, ideally you want a 50-50 centered card. Who doesn't? But PSA isn't as strict on centering as say an SGC. PSA allows a card up to 60-40 centering to gem, as long as surface, corners, and edges check out. So when inspecting a card, I have a card I already picked out. It's actually already bought too. It's from a set I'm really high on, 2016 Optic Holo. It's first year Optic. Probably a first ballot wide receiver, first ballot Hall of Fame wide receiver in Julio Jones. So with centering, you're checking these borders, the right and left border. I'd say the right is a little thicker. I'd say 45-55 centering, which is definitely in the lines of gemming. I don't notice anything alarming with the surface. I picked this particular card to show because it's not in a penny sleeve or a top loader. It's just the best way to view the card and just get the best view of the surface. Also, if the card is in a penny sleeve or a top loader, feel free to ask the seller for a pic of the card removed from the sleeve. The worst he's going to do is ignore you or just say no. This card actually didn't have a picture of the back, so I asked the seller for one and he sent one right over. As far as centering and surface, I really like this card. I didn't see any dimples or any obvious flaws. It checked all the boxes. And the price fell in line with all the eBay comps. Tip number 4. Check the seller's page. After we find a card that passes the eye test, we're still looking for clues if this seller grades himself. By looking through his page, we're trying to figure out if he has any graded cards listed. So what we'll do, we'll click on this seller store. Basically what we're doing, we're just scrolling through, just kind of getting an idea of what kind of cards he has. More Optic. Just kind of getting an idea if this seller grades. Because in all honesty, guys, one of the main goals is to find a seller who doesn't grade. That's half the battle. With the competitive market and with the way it is buying raw cards and everyone trying to grade these days, there still are a few sellers out there who aren't into the grading craze and like to just collect and sell cards raw. Those are the buyers we are looking for. We want the buyers who haven't looked over the cards yet, just to give us that better opportunity. Not saying every card you buy from a certain dealer is going to be perfect, but like I said, we're just trying to increase our odds. But as I'm looking here, I'm not seeing any graded cards, which is a great sign. For example, let's say we were looking at a seller's page who had a bunch of graded cards and we were looking to buy, let's say, a raw Luka Doncic Prizm rookie card. If he had all these other cards graded, but he was selling this Luka Doncic raw card, you have to think to yourself, well, if he's got all these other cards graded and not this Luka, there's something wrong with it, or it would be at PSA right now. It's just really easy to think like that, and let the next guy come along and buy that card. Let him take the L, and we'll scave through it. But yeah, that's a great sign there. I personally like that. No graded cards. Definitely makes it a little bit more intriguing with this card here. Tip number 5. Saving sellers. So with this card checking all the boxes, I would buy it and inspect it in person immediately. Hypothetically, if I think it's a potential high grade card, I would save that seller for future business. And periodically go back and check what he has to offer. Again, I'm not saying every card you purchase from a safe seller is going to gem. We're just looking to increase our odds and find sellers who don't grade. In today's hobby, it's getting harder and harder to find potential high grade raw cards from eBay due to the grading craze. So I can't stress this enough. Save these type of sellers. We're not just looking for cards, but also sellers who don't grade. Alright, that about wraps this up. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below with any ideas you'd like to see in any future videos. Alright guys, catch you later.